What's up, y'all? Welcome to WILKE'S world. I'm just out here walking around in the woods this morning, checking shit out. A lot of shit's coming, coming in right now to me, anyways, and understand certain things. I'm gonna talk kind of quiet because I'm in the woods, and if I can see a fucking deer, I want to see one, anyways. I just been thinking, I made a bunch of these videos, about the voices in our heads and, the enemy unseen and, all the ways we deal with trauma and things. And the way I was just looking at this was really good, I thought. And I hope I explain it good enough for you guys to understand. But so you go through all this crap, right? Trauma, all this shit in your life, all the drama, all the crap. So you end up with 2 or 3 parts of yourself inside yourself. And I hope this makes sense to you guys. I don't know if that's why, a lot of the Christian stuff, they always say 3 in 1, act like, Jesus or whatever was 3 in 1. I always took that like it was the kid, and this could still be the truth too. A kid, an adult, and an old man, a child unknowing of a lot of things, an adult learning things, and then a wise man, all in one, so that's why you can make the same mistakes over and over and shit, because you're all that different stuff. But anyway, the way I was just talking to myself, and I'm talking to myself in my head, not out loud, but I do talk to myself out loud sometimes. I ain't ashamed of that shit. But anyway, so you end up with these 3 different things inside yourself. And what happens is, the way I was just understanding it is you get so you got 3 different things inside yourself, 3 different spirits almost, or not 3 different personalities, but you could say personalities. You could say it like that. You could say basically 3 different beings almost, but 3 different points of view almost. Even that'd probably be a better way to look at it. You got this point of view of you don't know everything, right? I'm gonna explain this a couple different ways. This is a good way to look at it, but there's a view that you don't understand everything and you're trying to learn everything, right? And then your adult responsibilities, right? You understand all that shit that you're supposed to be doing. You got all that crap in there, you know what I mean? All the things that you're supposed to be doing to live your day-to-day life. And then you got this other part of you that's learned a whole bunch of shit, that tries to protect you from everything that it has learned, so you don't repeat some of that shit, but in the same way, we're going to use this God and devil analogy. I'm sorry to even use that, sort of, but and we can even say it like this, the angel on one shoulder, the devil on another shoulder, and you in the middle, you know what I mean? Because that's how they kind of always made that seem, you're listening to both of those, and then there's you too, you know what I mean? It wasn't, that wasn't for you to, and it's just a cartoon, but you get what I'm saying? That's you making the decisions, but you do got these 2 other things that are fucking with you, you know what I mean? One wants to empower you, one wants to tear you down maybe, or wants to make you not put up with everybody's bullshit and stuff, but you need that too, you know what I mean? You need that side that's real fucking mean, in this, because my voices, or my thoughts and shit in my head have been so harsh and shit. So I was really I've been trying to figure out where that enemy was, and I haven't totally understood all that. And I've been searching for years, guys. So so to take it like this, you got this one thing that's battle ready. That's your older wise man guy. You know what I mean? That we call that the devil part. But he fucking damn near hates on everything that's going to affect you. You know what I mean? And then you got you in the middle. Yourself that fucking listens to both of these things, and then you got the angel on the other side that loves everything and wants you to see the good in everything, So if you want to understand this a little bit, if you understand this, what I'm saying here, you got the devil on one side, you got the angel on the other, and there's you in the middle. Okay? That's where God is, guys. Like, that's where you are. And that's you know what I mean? That's got these other two things in there, you know what I mean? And I know this sounds crazy, or maybe it sounds crazy, but like, I think it's a good way to look at things. And like, you're in the middle there, you know. They always want your angels to protect you, but you know what? This fucking mean thing is protecting you too. It's just protecting you so much sometimes from the trauma and things that you've been through that it hates everything, okay? Like, it is against everything. And it wants it all to fucking stop. It's sick of it all, you know what I mean? Like, and if this is a little theory I got is at all a thing, you know, like, you got to get these things all to come together, okay? Like, that's what I've been talking to myself this morning. Like, that's what I've been saying, you know, like, come together, man. Come together. I've been saying that forever, but like, come together within yourself. Stop searching for God everywhere else. God is spirit, you know? And you got these two other things that we've been taught. The angels protect you and the demons don't, you know what I mean? But like, those demons protect you too. Like, no one really likes it when I say that, because I don't believe in the devil the way they say, but like, I don't believe in it that way. Like, so I want you to understand, like, that's why I've always said, you know, sometimes you gotta do bad things to do good things, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta just do good to do good, but like, sometimes you can't be taking all that shit either, and it's like, you know, you gotta have all that together to be the beast and warrior that you're gonna be, you know what I mean? You need all of that. Like, all three of those need to come together and work together, instead of against each other, all in your head, fighting all the time, you know? Like, it's very hard to fucking deal with. It's very hard to understand. Like, I feel like I'm at the fucking break of this shit finally, and like, getting to where I understand it. But I've done this a million times, and like, so, and still fighting that whole, I'm starting to feel good, man, and then waiting to feel bad, you know, like, but I just want you guys to get, like, you fucking, those come together, you cannot be stopped, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. Like, that's everything that is inside you and everything that's outside of you working together, you know? Which is how it's supposed to be, I think. Like, so whatever you got to do with inside yourself to get them things to start coming together, it's like I've been fucking talking to myself and like trying to, you know, let them know it's time to work together, man. Like, you've been through all this battles and shit in your life, like, and you've already done everything that you might have to get back to doing. So like, you're not beat, man. There's not, you've done everything the normal way, and you've done everything the wrong way, and you learn from all that shit, you know what I mean? So like, getting back to whatever you got to get back to ain't shit, man. Like, it might seem hard shit, but it's nothing you cannot do. Like, and then this time you got all this knowledge under your belt, and you can take the fuck off like a goddamn rocket. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to fucking get what you want, live the way you want, have what you want, you know, have fucking freedom, be free, you know, like, and I ain't trying to make this just a materialistic thing, but like, get the fucking wolves off your goddamn back, because you're fucking tougher than all that shit. You know what I mean? And all this shit needs to be working for you anyways. It should be working for you. It should be working for us, not against us. The clock should not be working against us. Like, that's why that clock pisses me off. Like, I don't like to be rushed anyways, but like, it needs to be working for us. You know what I mean? And like, in one way you can look at the clock thing, like, you know, a lot of shit will tell you that time's not even real, like, but that's fine. Like, I'm not saying I do or don't believe in that. I'm saying that it could be either way, but sometimes, man, when that rushes on and you get a whole bunch of shit done in a very short time, man, like, you needed that clock to be pushing you, you know what I mean? So like, but it shouldn't be working against you, you know, like, some ways we are constantly fucking just stressing about we're gonna die or we're gonna go to heaven or hell, you know, like, and I don't freaking believe in it that way. Like, I don't believe that if there is, you know, God or a God that's outside of us, if you want to even go that way, but I don't totally believe that either. But like, if there is one, there could be one in you and one outside you, and you could all be the same thing. I'm just saying. I doubt that it would put us on here to make you fucking suffer forever for any mistake you've made on this planet. You know what I mean? Like, that would seem like a really stupid thing. Like, at the end of all this fighting, you just suffer. You know what I mean? So, like, you're going to burn in hell forever. I think a lot of that shit was just set in motion for us to fucking make sure we were morally sound. But we probably would have been, and we probably are, and, like, in lots of ways. And, like, we probably don't need that control over us. You know what I mean? So, like, it becomes a thing where you're under control in a way, and, like, you need to be forgiven and repent and all that. Well, I'm saying, like, yeah, man, change your life, believe in yourself. You know, that's where you're going to find happiness anyways. That's where your heaven's going to be. So, like, regardless of what religious views you might have or whatnot, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that we burn in hell, by no means. Like I said, I always got to throw that in there, but I think if you're fucking with kids or you're fucking, you know, doing shady shit, like, I think they know, and you'll probably have to keep being down here fucking going over this shit again, you know, like, it'll probably happen to you next time, you know, if you're fucking hurting people in that way. Like, I mean, I don't know exactly what happens. I think that would be a fucking good punishment in a way, but then not really, because then you got fucking kids getting fucked with again, and I wouldn't want that to happen, period, you know. So, like, that's a fucking kind of not a shitty way to look at it, but, like, because the shit needs to stop. Like, that kind of shit shouldn't be going on anyways. There's no fucking need for it. There's no fucking reason for it. There's no reason for it to be all over our goddamn news. Like, it just needs to fucking go away. It needs to stop. And then they'll say, well, just because you don't know what's happened doesn't mean it's not happening. No, that's fucking retarded. Like, it still shouldn't be something we're harassed with day to day, keeping in our consciousness that fucking shit like that's going on, and, like, giving more power to believing that it's even happening. It shouldn't even be in our belief system at all. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't even be a thing that people do, is fuck with kids. Like, period. Like, come on. That shouldn't be happening. So, anyways, before I get to running off on all that craziness, like I said, I think, you know, there's all kinds of ways of looking at heaven and hell, and, like, some of the ways is, like, levels of consciousness, you know, and then, like, different things you look at it, you know, like, hell's low vibe and heaven's high vibe and whatever. Like, I think heaven's in the middle of all this shit, you know, like, it's in you, you know, like, it's inside you, like, you are heaven, you know what I mean? So, like, I know some of this might not sound right, and if I'm affecting y'all's beliefs and shit, that's fine. You need to be thinking about this shit anyways, I feel like, and, like, just because it's in a book or just because it's been told to us doesn't mean that's the way it is, you know, and, like, there's always better ways to look at things, and, like, you know, and then they'll get in there and be like, well, if that's the way you believe, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's pretty good that you believe that there's no God that wants you to burn in hell and shit like that. Like, yeah, it's fucking real good that I believe that, and it's real fucking dumb if it's the other way. So, like, I'd much rather put my belief in fucking a God that fucking has our back than a God that doesn't. You know what I mean? So, like, there you go again. Like, and same with, like, you got to get into where you understand that, like, probably going through a lot of this crap while you're here, and stuff was to learn and to get the freedom and the belief in yourself in things, you know, like, so, like, and get that heaven inside you, you know, because, like, and you might be able to come out the gate and get there, and maybe a lot of people have, you know, and didn't have to go through all this shit to get there, you know what I mean? But, like, maybe we got so lost in the sauce and things and the way life is and all the stress and everything else that we had to go with all this fucking other crap to fucking wake up and snap out of all this shit. But anyway, so, like, there's other things that say, you know, like, when you die, basically, you go right up into your head, and that's where heaven is. Well, you know, there's also that belief that the universe is inside you, and all this is you anyway. So, like, everything's inside you, you know what I mean? So, like, all of this is. Like, well, if you think about it, that's not even that hard to understand. It's hard to understand that it's all inside of you and you're inside of you. That part's hard to understand. But other than that, if you think about it, they always tell you, it's right before your eyes, right? So, like I said before, man, before your eyes is not out here. You know, before your eyes is inside your head, guys. Like, that's before your eyes. That's where you are, you know? And actually, that's where all this is that you're seeing. I mean, if that's true, what they tell us, you know what I mean? That this is where we see it all, and it's in our brain and our head, you know what I mean? So, like, you gotta understand, like, some of the shit, you can know some stuff and not know everything. So, like, anyways, I just want to get at it like that, you know, like, it's very hard to understand that, like, everything you see is in your head. Like, no one, I tell people this shit, and they're like, what the fuck? They act like I'm crazy, you know what I mean? But, like, dude, this is all in your head. Everything you see is in your head, you know? Even the other people that you see are in your head, but you're also in their head. So, like, this is even harder to understand. But, like, I don't think you're going to understand all that right now. You know what I mean? Like, you will when it's time, I guess, you know? So, like I said, it's before your eyes, you know? You are before your eyes. So, like, that's where you got to find you, is inside yourself. You know, they always say the answer's inside yourself, you know? And it's really tricky with all that shit, because you got to, like, I'm walking around fucking Central's Field and shit. Been in the woods this morning. It's fucking nice and out here. Ain't seen no deer, man. Found a couple nice rubs, but anyway, they always say the answer's inside you, you know what I mean? And then you got all this other shit that fucking is negative shit, you know, or whatever, that doesn't resonate to you or whatever, like, isn't worth fucking listening to, and it fucking might drag you a different way. But without, this is hard to understand too. This is really hard to understand. Like, I understand the shit, doesn't mean I fucking can focus and be this way all the time, guys. Like, I am not perfect by no means, never claim to be. Don't believe that I am perfect, don't even want to be perfect, like, in anybody else's eyes but myself. Like, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm fucking good, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I ain't worried about it on that note, but I'm just saying, like, it's hard for me, even the advice I'm giving you, I gotta throw this out there, like, I'm doing my best to live by a lot of this shit, you know, and let you guys know what I've gone through and what's going on, and these little ideas I got that are fucking great a lot of times and get me through a lot of shit, man, the way I look at things. And I've been in a lot of fucking dark places, man, like, and I ain't scared of the dark either. I love it. I love the dark. I like the night, you know what I mean? So whatever, you know, I love it all. So, but you get to understand some of that shit, you know, like, you can't fucking have the good shit without the bad shit. You wouldn't understand the good shit without the bad shit, you know. You wouldn't know what you wanted if you didn't know what you didn't want. This used to piss me off when I'd hear this in videos, but, like, you got to go through it to know what you don't want, to know what you do want, you know what I mean? Like, it's real hard when you get all fucked up and you're all broken and shit, and, like, you got no stable shit in your life at the time, like, but you're gonna make it, I promise you, because I'm getting there, dude. Like, you're gonna fucking make it, and I've been broken as can be many times. Like, you're gonna get there, and this next time is gonna be the fucking dawn of fucking great things for you, and I know it is. I believe it is. I believe it's time for everybody to feel this way that I'm starting to feel finally. Like, I made everything work against me in a bunch of ways, you know, and like I said, you get to seeing everything that's wrong with everything, you know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, if you didn't see what was wrong with everything, you wouldn't know what could be right or what should be right. So, like, that shit's necessary too. Like, in a way, like, I think we evolved past some of this shit, and you'll get it out of your belief system and you won't deal with it no more. Like, I don't give a fuck how big you think it is. The fucking justice system, any of this shit, I think at some point we evolve past this dumb fucking shit. You know what I mean? Because I can't stand that whole system. But, like, at the same time, going through all this crap snapped me out of a big old funk, and right now I'm really happy. So, like, though I will never want to admit that going through this shit has helped me get better, you know what I mean? Because I just fucking don't think all this shit was necessary, and I really don't think the way my life went, some of that shit was even necessary for me to fucking get here. And, like, if shit was more stable, I wouldn't ever have to go down some of this roads anyways. But, like, that's me making excuses, y'all. I still do that too, you know, but, like, fucking, I ain't perfect. Don't want to be perfect. Don't want you guys to be perfect. You're perfect in my eyes for the most part. Anybody is, you know, like, the most thing I ever try to affect people on is, like, you know, I don't want to fucking affect your beliefs and things, but, like, I just want people to fucking know that things ain't exactly what we've been told sometimes, and, like, things could be better and should be better, you know, and, like, and there's better ways to look at things, you know, and you get a fucking big old monkey off your back when you realize you don't fucking go straight to hell, you know what I mean? Like, you're not morally going to do some of that fucked up shit anyways that would make you have to worry about something like that, you know? I do think if you're fucking hurting kids and shit and stuff like that, and you're just a fucking shitty kind of person, you know, you probably are gonna have to deal with some shit, you know. Like, I definitely believe that. And you know, when you get to these wars inside yourself, you know, like, and then the wars outside of you too, you know, like, that's you trying to wake yourself the fuck up, I think. And like, well, I'll put this motherfucker through the ringer, you know, and like, he's gonna fucking snap out of the shit. He's strong as can be. We've been rooting you on forever, you know, and I'm talking about the devil. I'm talking about the fucking angel. I'm talking about you. You know, like, you've always had you. You've never been alone. You've had all these other shit in your heads, you know, and like, I understand there's a lot more theories on thoughts, and there's other ways to understand thoughts, and like, you got to come up with whatever you want to believe. How you want to believe, how you want to live your life, and that's where your power is going to be. And like, and also standing out and being yourself is what's fucking important. It's what's going to make you feel good. It's what's going to make you feel right, even though it seems like, damn it, sometimes you just can't fucking talk about certain shit because it's going to get you in dumb arguments, you know, that end up affecting you in huge ways sometimes that they shouldn't, because those little arguments don't really matter, you know, like, so you really don't even have to argue this shit. Like, when you truly believe in yourself and believe what you want to believe, you don't need to argue with people to fucking make them believe what you want to believe. You know, you got to understand they deserve to believe what they want to believe. Now, I do believe we should be standing out and saying some things about different things that can help people and fucking make people wake up to some of the dumb shit, you know, like, but I'm just saying, like, some people ain't ready to understand other things, and like, you might be behind, you might be ahead, I might be behind, you know what I mean, I might be ahead, you know what I mean, I might be way behind, but way ahead, you know, who fucking knows, man, like, past, future, now, you know what I mean, there you go again with that whole three things, you know, like, you're fighting your past, you're fighting for your future, and you're living in the now, you know, so like, you got all that shit attacking you too, and that's the same, we can use that, so that's a fucking pretty good little reference or whatever, like, or however you want to look at whatever you want to call that, like, you know, your past, your future, your fucking now, you know, like, but in that note, like, you want to say the age of demon, you in the middle is the now, which I think that's pretty good. You in the middle is the now, past, future, you in the now, you know, but that battles differently, I feel like, because you're going to have, in that case, it ain't past, future, you, it's fucking past and future, all of it battling against you, and it should be working together for you, man. Like, none of this should be happening. You got to come together inside yourself and get there for that, you know, like, that's where it is, like, that's what it's got to be, like, you have to come together and get everything inside you, everything outside of you to start working together. Like, you need to accept both sides and come together with it and talk to it, whatever it is. Like, I can't explain to you exactly what it is, but you got to start getting them to understand you're not fucking gonna feel like crap forever, and you deserve to be happy, and you're worthy of anything you've ever wanted, you know, and they need to be working together for you, because if it was an angel on one side and a demon on the other, or whatever you want to call God, devil, well, you can't say God, devil, because I said God's in the middle, and I believe that, but either way, like, the devil's gonna be way more happier, or the fucking demon's gonna be way more happier, and the angel's gonna be way more happier when they're fighting for you, with you, to live your life. Like, that's how it should be. You working together, all the stuff coming together, all these little parts working together to make you a better future and a better life and better feeling things, you know, and no more of this fucking battling shit and being unhappy, you know. Like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like this is one of the better videos I've ever made, guys. Like, and I thank you guys for listening. I love you guys, man. Like, I swear, and get your ass out in the woods a little bit. Like, it's been a good morning. I'm about to go help my grandma move in a little bit, and that's good too, but walking around the woods and shit, I got good talking this morning, but I just want you guys to understand that believing in yourself is where it's at, and finding yourself isn't how it is. You are yourself, like, and then you got everything around you, outside of you, that should be working for you. The clock should be working for you, you know what I mean? Your universe should be working for you. It's also inside of you, and you're also inside of it. Very hard to understand. But all of that shit should be working together for you, not against you. You know? And it ain't about just fucking taking everything like, oh, fuck, everything sucks, everything's against me. Because it does feel that way a lot of times, man. And I ain't saying it's not. I definitely believe it is sometimes. Like, but it needs to stop doing that. There's no need for that. Like, you don't need no more of these lessons. We've all learned fucking enough down here. God damn it, it's time to fucking live again. Like, spiritual awakening or not, fuck this shit. It's time to roll. You know what I mean? It's time to fucking live, and it's time to be happy. And come together inside yourself. That's where the power is. Get all that shit working together. You got to get back comfortable with that fucking voice that's so hateful to everything. You got to stop letting it fucking get you down and start taking what you can from it and kind of letting it know, like, hey, like, don't be fucking doing this so much. You know what I mean? And same with the angel thing. Instead of it fucking telling you all the time, like, you're fine, you're going to make it through it and all that crap, you know, if it is something outside of us or whatever. But either way, like, sometimes that good voice is making that bad shit okay. You know what I mean? Like, and now it should be telling us other things, like, that fucking voice doesn't know exactly what it's doing. It doesn't realize it's tearing you down. You know what I mean? Like, and getting us to understand, like, the context or the point of view from that thing's point of view. And then you start understanding those points of view and your own point of view, and you mix them all together, and that's where you're going to find the fucking best joy and the greatest shit of your life. I'm sorry if anything this was fucking crazy or bizarre, guys, and I want you to know I love you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great motherfucking day. You know, peace, love, hair, grease. Keep on swinging, bud. Keep on swinging, y'all. Like, we're getting there. I know it. I feel it. I believe it. Love y'all. Keep your heads up. Peace.